So today is a bit different. I'm doing a brand deep dive, and I'm going to be sharing with you very honestly the journey to building my brand. Now, I believe that when you change your skin, you change your life. And I've seen that firsthand with thousands of patients I've treated in my Harley Street clinic. And when I set out to build the brand, it was because I wanted to capture some of that and make it more accessible. Because when you change your skin, you unleash joy, confidence, an ability to go about your life in a completely different way. And through my products, I believe that's something that you too can achieve. Now that might seem like a big claim, but I'm speaking from firsthand here. I'm somebody who's had troubled skin, whether it was breakouts in my teens and 20s, or redness prone in my 30s. And I can honestly say that I am more comfortable in my skin now than I ever was, largely thanks to the use of the right skincare. So I'm going to talk you through the brand, how it started out, why I've built it the way I have, the structure of it, and how each piece of the brand comes together to deliver the kind of transformational results I think you don't see very often without going into a doctor's office. Now, one thing, make sure you stay right to the end to hear how one of the brand's biggest dramas got solved. You're not going to want to miss it. Now, simplicity is really at the core of the Dr. Sam's brands, both in the products themselves and the way they work together, but also in terms of your shopping experience. Now, as a direct-to-consumer brand, you have to go to the website to purchase the products. And I want that shopping experience to be utterly simple. We all make far too many decisions through our days. The last thing we want is to make yet another decision when it comes to skincare. So I created our routine finder, which basically means that in 5 clicks, you can have a personalized skincare routine based on the Dr. Sam system to suit your skin's needs. So yet again, making it easy, simple, fuss-free, and if you like the products, then you can subscribe so that you never run out. The idea being that your shopping experience is as seamless and pleasant as can be. So there is a logic to the order in which I have released products, and that's because the range really very closely mimics the way that I practice in clinic and the treatment algorithms I use for my patients. That really was the inspiration for building out the brand. So perhaps the most noticeable thing about our brand is that you won't see unnecessary products. I don't jump on trends. I don't have products in the range just because they're nice. Each and every single piece comes together with purpose for a reason. And quite frankly, I don't release a product until it's absolutely ready. So the drama I refer to is largely as a consequence of something like that happening, but more of that later. So we started out with the cleanser, and anybody who's been to see me in the clinic or indeed has watched my content knows that I firmly believe, hey Ginger, that if you get cleansing wrong, it's very hard to get skincare right. And in a way, this was borne out to me in practice because just before I started the process of making products, I was literally at my wit's end because brands who had cleansers that I was using to treat patients kept discontinuing essential products. You may have heard this story before, but that really was the catalyst to going, hey, I mean, no one's listening to me. I'm talking to these brands. They're not taking action. They're not bringing back products or preventing the removal of products that I've told them I'm using, my patients are using, beauty journalists I talk to are using. Hey, you know, this is a mistake. So I decided, if nothing else, I will make a cleanser because this is essential to my everyday practice. And So Flawless Cleanser was born. A single cleanse, a powerful one at that, and really, I think a truly universal product. It's suitable for my target audience who were women like me who were 25 to 40 typically, and we're breakout prone, but we're also concerned about the first signs of aging. And it can be a real challenge to find the right products on the market to suit both those needs because the anti-aging market often causes clogging and can cause breakouts, as many of you I'm sure will have experienced. But on the other hand, the anti-blemish market largely talks to teenagers, although thankfully that is changing. So with that in mind, I wanted to create a cleanser that was suitable for those who are breaking out, but wouldn't dry out somebody else who maybe was experiencing more dryness and sensitivity as their skin changed as they aged. Flawless Cleanser is our top selling product still to this day. It has the most subscriptions of any product that we sell. It's won awards, and frankly, it's my perfect cleanser. So you've got your cleanser. Now it's time to build the firm foundations of a great skincare routine, which means a moisturizer and SPF, what I call our perfected basics. So that meant that we launched Flawless Moisturiser and Flawless Daily Sunscreen. So together with the cleanser, this little trio is dynamite and is just an awesome beginning to building a structured skincare routine that supports barrier function with 5% niacinamide in a lovely blend of occlusives and humectants that really just goes on like an absolute dream. No stickiness, no clogged pores, just happy, healthy, bouncy skin. And then when married up with Flawless Daily Sunscreen, our broad spectrum SPF 50 sunscreen with 5% niacinamide again, super for blemish prone skin and with a lovely dewy finish that won't leave you dry and patchy through the day and is phenomenal under makeup. So that trio really was what we were all about right from the very beginning. Now you all know I'm a retinoid aficionado, so our next and first active product had to be a retinoid. So nightly serum came into the mix. Now, if you are the sort of person where you're literally looking to do the least number of steps to get the maximum impact, you really can't go far wrong with something like Flawless Nightly Serum. It's like 4 serums in one. You've got Granactive Retinoid, which is a new generation retinoid, which is super gentle, but is in the active form. So you're not relying on the skin to convert it into an active retinoid to have its benefits in the skin. So that makes it very powerful, but it's very well tolerated. Then you've got azelaic acid, you've got bakuchiol, and you've got more niacinamide. So it's like 4 serums in one step, clears out pores, improves the appearance of fine lines, and even out your skin tone for a really powerful glow and radiance boost. Then for those of you who were oily and combination skin types, I released Moisturiser Light, which I've nearly finished, just to offer the same lovely barrier support as in our original Flawless Moisturiser, with something that had more of a cream gel texture, so a little bit lighter, kinder to the T-zone in someone who's got quite an oily active T-zone, but with ceramides rather than niacinamide to support barrier function, to replenish the active living, cleansing and so forth. Now, something that's essential in my skincare wardrobe is a lip product. I'm somebody who's always got dry lips. I must mouth breathe a lot when I sleep or something. And I would always find that lip balms had to constantly be reapplied because they would just, work for the hours that they were on your skin, but then disappear off and you'd need to go through the same habit again, time and time again. So with Flawless Lip, I wanted to make a lip balm that basically rebuilds your barrier whilst you're using it. So your skin actually gets better over time rather than this sort of constant need to reapply. And the simple combination of lanolin and ceramides really has been transformative, both in terms of my lips and just finding that they're much more comfortable now. Lipstick goes on better because I'm using this all the time. I have one in my pocket, in my bag, by my desk. Literally, it's become indispensable to me and to many of you too. So such a simple but elegant product. And then we come on to Flawless Brightly Serum. Now, this little angel came along, and actually, it probably should have been this one, Flawless Neutralising Gel, but we had a hiccup with this one, and, azelaic acid throughout the formulating process has been a challenge. It was an ingredient that I was determined to make center stage of the range because it's such an important part of my clinical practice. However, even in clinical practice, it can be quite fickle, whether you're using Finacea or Skinnerin, there can be challenges in application. And the same is true for, I think, a lot of cosmetic formulations. So Flawless Neutralising Gel would have been the more logical step to come first because in practice, I'm all about tackling blemishes, clearing out the pores at night. So that's the anti-inflammatory in the day and then the retinoid at night. But Brightly came along because the formulation was ready sooner. Now, I think of this as being more about when you're breakout prone, helping solve then the dark marks, the pigmentation that blemishes have left behind, and helping maintain clear pores so that you don't get future breakouts. But you know what? It turned out to be a really powerful anti-inflammatory in practice as well. So this did so well upon launch that within about 2 months, it had won Best Brightening Award with Harper's Bazaar's Beauty Awards. And my team and I were absolutely over the moon. Such an elegant product, applies beautifully, layers really well with the system, and genuinely in combination with nightly serum. Ow! Ginger just skewered my toe with its nails. Sorry. Oh, yes. So Brightly and Nightly together are our new duo, which you can actually shop together on the website now. But together, they're so powerful in transforming a complexion and really switching on the light, making you glow, making you luminous, making you radiant. So at this point, I'm like, what do I need now? What's missing? And one of the clear things that were missing to me was a tinted sunscreen, something that I could use instead of foundation whenever I was having a lazy day, or when I was having maybe a more sensitive day and I wanted to maybe just stick to using an all mineral sunscreen, something I've always had in my skincare kit. So we created Gossamer in an untinted format and in 2 tints. Now this is tint 1, which is ideal for my complexion, which has got a very light tint, which just slightly evens out the skin tone, but isn't really designed for coverage. It's really more for just a kind of optically brightening and smoothing and perfecting kind of thing. So it's like a veneer of something, like a filter almost. And we launched it in 2 shades, Tint 1 and Tint 2. So Tint 2 was a more golden based tone. However, we had a bit of a nightmare. Whenever we scaled up production of Tints 1 and 2, the pigments decided not to play ball, and we ended up with inconsistent product. And as a consequence, we basically told everyone, just, return the product, or, don't use the product. We're going to do this again. And we started again from scratch. Now, the great news is Tint 1 came together beautifully with a few little tweaks in the formula and is my go-to day-to-day product. There's not many days now where I don't use Gossamer Tint 1, because I think, like many of us post-lockdown, I wear a lot less cosmetics on my skin. And if I'm just having a day where I'm, head down, working, I'm not particularly polished for meetings, I'm just going about my day-to-day, this plus a bit of concealer, boom, I'm out the door, ready to go. Tint 2 is coming. It's not that we've given up on it, it's just taken longer to sort out, and it is on the horizon. We actually had some very good news today. So please continue with your patience. We will let you know as soon as that's ready. But yes, Gossamer, I think, just gives us lovely alternative to Flawless Daily Sunscreen. I use them both. Some days I'll actually wear both together. I'll use Tint 1 on top of Flawless Daily Sunscreen. And I think for those with sensitive skin where chemical filters can be problematic, or even post-procedure, and a mineral sunscreen is just a lovely thing to have. And the finish on ours is beautiful. It's creamy, it's luscious, it's chewy, it doesn't go flat and matte and crumbly. So far, so facial. But there is no doubt that a problem on the body of some sort affects most of us, whether it's a few blemishes on the shoulders, a sort of bumpiness of texture on the chest, or maybe some bumpiness in the backs of the arms. And, there are plenty of body products around that have alpha hydroxy acids in them, which gives a little bit of smoothing, but there really wasn't anything that had the same clout as our more powerful facial serums. I wanted to make something that would really make a difference to the skin condition of the arms, backs of hands, shins, and the trunk. And so we created Flawless Body Therapy. Really, I think one of the first proper treatment products for the body, but unusually has a really luscious texture, the kind of thing you'd find in like an ultra luxe body preparation. But this really does work hard for you. It's got lactic acid, it's got bakuchiol, it's got niacinamide in it, and it's just a beautiful product to use. It absorbs really fast despite being very luscious. and delicious to apply. And it really does last for ages on the skin in terms of its hydrating power. But it also delivers this lovely smoothing, brightening and firming effect as well. So if you're looking for a body product that delivers a little bit extra, not just plain old moisturization as so many products offer, then this is something to think about. So by this point, I'm feeling pretty good about the range. This is pretty much all the things in there that I really, really want for myself, which sounds selfish, but I've generally found that when I want a product, so do my patients, and by extrapolation, so do all you guys. Now, Flawless Revival Mask. I mean, masks have always been somewhat optional as part of a skincare routine. They're a nice thing to have, but you know, in the main, if your day-to-day routine is serving you, do you really need a mask? Well, I think particularly for those of you who are using active products like retinoids and things, actually something like this is pretty handy to have to hand, because we've made this with 10% niacinamide. It's got 36% hydration, which is a phenomenal amount of hydration action in a product. And this really does do miracles overnight, particularly when you've overdone things, when your skin's a little bit red and sore and irritable, you've overdone your actives, and you pop this on and you leave it on as an overnight treatment. It really does make a huge amount of difference in the morning. Alternatively, you can use it as a 10-minute mask, just wear it in the bath, or the shower, wipe it off, and you're dewy and good to go. This has been a bit of a stealth win, actually. I didn't know that you guys needed a mask as much as you do, but the popularity of this really does make me feel like we've made a mask with a difference, and maybe I've got another mask in me. Let me know if that sounds appealing. But yeah, love this product and been delighted with how it's been received. So really a lovely gift for Christmas, because, you know, it's a real treat, but it's an effective one at that. And then we come to our most recent release, which is Flawless Neutralising Gel. Now, there's actually really been two dramas, not just the one, the Gossamer drama, and then there was the Neutralising Gel drama. So we almost were ready to release this. I think it would have been 2 years ago now. And something just happened to the formula, like in a matter of weeks before we were due to go live with it. And it just wasn't doing what it was supposed to. So we had to put that on hold. And the process of fixing this small but significant to me problem with it meant that we delayed production by, I think, 18 months in the end, by the time we fixed it, and then had to do various testings again. So this has been a real labor of love. I mean, Brightly Serum was pretty challenging, but Neutralising Gel has also really been a bit of a mission. But I can honestly say this was a product that was very clear in my mind right at the beginning when I was like conceiving of the brand and what I wanted it to do and which bits were important. And this was a really fundamental part of the routine, because I wanted to create an anti-blemish solution that wouldn't dry out the skin, that was still powerful enough to take down angry, red, swollen, uncomfortable looking blemishes. And it's really delivered, and it's an elegant little product and something I'm very proud of having formulated. It's fantastic in the T-zone where you might have congestion or be prone to oiliness. And it's gentle enough to be used all over if you've got oily skin too. So combination of salicylic acid, that ever-present azelaic acid and bakuchiol. And yeah, as part of the Dr. Sam system, this is so effective. So whether you're starting out with breakout prone skin, using neutralizing gel in the morning and nightly serum at night with Perfected Basics, or maybe you're further on in your journey, maybe you're using Brightly in the morning, nightly at night, but you have this to hand for the occasional premenstrual spot, or maybe you're zoning it by using it on your T-zone. Either way, nightly, Brightly, and neutralizing gel is kind of this modular serum system that you can move around and use according to your skin's needs to continue to get bright, clear skin no matter what you're doing. So those are all my babies. What I've been putting the last 4.5 to 5 years into, really trying to create products that become indispensable to you, so much so that you don't even think about it. They're just there, they're doing what they need to for your skin and giving you that confidence and joy and helping you transform your skin and live a better life. So Please let me know which product you find to be the one that's made the biggest difference to you in the comments below. I'd love to hear that from you. And you know, if you're shopping this Black Friday, please enjoy. Make sure you're signed up to our newsletter to get early access. We're going to be doing that through our newsletter this year. And it's going to be a Black Friday that we haven't done before, so stay tuned for that. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.